Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Digital Golf Docs Senior Mobility Challenge. As a reminder, in the description of this video, you'll find the directions so that you can use these videos optimally, as well as pre-test and post-test to make sure that what you're doing here is translating and you're getting better. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button so you can keep up with all these Mobility Challenge videos. Today, we're going to be focusing on the low back or the lumbar spine, a problem area for many of us. So we're just going to start feet shoulder width apart, some nice easy lateral bends, which just means side bends. The important thing here is that you keep your chest upright and act like you're bending between two panes of glass. So I'm going to go sideways, and what you should notice is as I bend, I'm not drifting. What we don't want to see is these combinations of movements. We want to be able to isolate the side bend. That's important because right at initial contact with the ball in the swing, we have to have a lot of lateral bend, and if we don't have it, we can put a whole lot of stress on the facets and the disc in the spine. After the lateral bends, we're going to do some backward bends. So I like to take my hands, put a little bit of support to my low back, either here or here, and gentle back bend. The first one is always pretty easy. We don't need to be too aggressive in the start of this video. We can increase the intensity as we go, but doing that before we warmed up is really just a no-go. Do another two bends. Make sure you haven't lost your breath. So if you're not breathing, take a big inhale and exhale. And we'll do a nice, easy forward bend. I like my hands to stay on the front of the thighs. Bend down just to about knee level before you come back up. Again, we're not going 0 to 100 here. We just want to start moving the bones, the muscles, the joints, so that we can be really effective as we go on through this video. If you start to notice you deviate toward one side naturally, that could be an indication that you have an uneven amount of tightness, which is just another sign these videos are probably even more important for you. And one more. Find that breath with the big inhale, exhale. We go ahead and lie on our back. And once you're here, we're just going to start with some small pelvic movement. You're going to inhale and reach your rib cage up like you're trying to create a gap in your lower back. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, create that gap underneath. Exhale, press down. You always have to have a certain amount of stability and control for your mobility training to be effective. So we like to work that into these videos as well, because that way I'll know their work. After that, you can bring one knee or both the knees up, whichever you're comfortable for. And I just like to bring them up, relax them down. Bring them up, relax them down. You should probably start feeling some of that stretch and tension in your lower back with these. You don't be overly aggressive and maintain that breath throughout. You can do a little side roll too. A lot of people like this. They feel like it massages those stiff, sore lower back muscles. And we're going to drop one leg down if you did two legs. Maintain the other up if you just did one leg. And I like to start with some hip circles. The hips and the back are so closely related that you kind of have to work them together. Now, I will have a video for the back, and I will have a video for the hips, but you'll see some stuff overlap. And go ahead and switch sides. Again, make sure you're maintaining that breath. Mobility training is very, very valuable if you're trying to play golf for a long time. So you want to shoot your age in your 80s or 90s, and you're going to have to keep that flexibility. Let's bring both knees up again. And as you pull up this time, I want you to let them shift out. And back together and shift out. So now what you should start feeling is a stretch through those groin or adductor muscles. I think that's probably one of the most common muscles that I find is really tight. and my patients and my clients I work with. And that's a problem because it can really interfere with hip external rotation, which you need a lot of in a golf swing. After that, you can sit up, and we're going to flip and roll to the stomach. Hands at your chest level, and then you're going to press the ground away and roll your chest up. Now, you may need some adjustments. Depending on your shoulders, you might want to be farther out, farther up this way. It doesn't really matter. We're focusing on rolling through the spine. So wherever the hand position is comfortable for you should work great. And keep that breath moving. One more. And now we're going to add an active component. So we're going to bring the hands so they hover off the ground. We're going to peel the chest off ourselves and then sit back down. Now, if you have back pain, you can still do this. Just make it a slight bend. You don't have to go real hot. Even that slight bend is the start of working on your spinal health and mobility. What you can't do is just avoid it forever and hope it gets better. There's a pile of research that suggests rest, bed rest specifically, or too much rest. It's actually very detrimental for back pain. One more lift. Drop my hands back down. I'm going to come to my hands and knees. Shift backward to sit on my feet into a child's pose where I bring my arms down here. Now, this can be a tough position on your knees for some people. So if you're a little up here to start, that's okay. Some of you want your knees close together. Some might want them spread apart. Either one is fine. The tops of your feet are down. You're going to rest back, drop your head down, arms out, and take 3 big, deep breaths. If you can't find this position because of a certain joint, let me know in the comments. I will give you stuff to work on it. But you can also just keep trying this position a little bit each day until it loosens up for you. I'm telling you, putting the hours in on mobility training is worth it if you're going to golf a long time. I can promise you. One last deep breath. And we'll come back up. Hands and knees. Knees directly under our hips. Hands directly under our shoulders. We're going to do a cat-cow. So you're going to drop that low back down, peel the chest and eyes up toward the wall. And then you're going to round through your back, drop your head down, looking through your legs, and then back the other way. And again, find that breath to check in. I like to inhale on the chest coming up, back arching, and exhale on the back rounding. But either one that feels comfortable for you is acceptable. Let's do one more. All right, we're going to sneak a little bit of a strength movement in here. So in this position, what I want you to do is try and press through your feet, lift your knees off the ground into a quadruped hover. And just keep resting there and then relax if you need to. We're going to do that again. When you come up, I want you to feel like you're driving the earth away from you, tensing your abdominal muscles so that we get a little bit of core stability training here on the lift. And let's do 2 deep breaths in this position. In that position, you're truly forcing yourself to drive the earth away with your hands. You are likely to get a little bit of shaking, even if you feel comfortable and in control. It's just part of the muscle engagement process that happens. We'll make our way back to standing, and the next thing we're going to do is a Jefferson curl. This movement saved my back after spending months in a back pain, months in a back brace, years with back pain. So I love this movement. You are just going to stand here. Let your head drop down, and then you're going to slowly round through your upper back You're going to run out of upper back. You're going to let it round through your lower back. Hands can be on the front of your legs. You're going to slide down. And you can see this is movement happening at my spine, at my spine, at my spine. At some point, my spine stops. And if I want to go further, I'm moving from my hip joints. We're really just focusing on the spine of the Jefferson curl. So it doesn't make sense to expect us to go way far down. So again, we drop, 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 slow and controlled. And then we reverse it up. Exhale, relax, drop the head, curl through the spine, slow and controlled. Find that end of motion and come back up. Big inhale, exhale. And drop right back down into the next repetition. Good. And then I'm going to slowly return up. Last movement, I'm going to spread my feet apart. I'm going to grab my opposite elbows. I'm going to drop down for ragdoll. And I like to add just these little swings on here so I let these back muscles relax. Again, if you have a lot of trouble with any of these movements, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to tailor this for some other specific areas. These are very general movements. They're probably going to be a little bit blocky and uncomfortable the first time you do them. But the more you perform repetitions of this video, the better and better you will get. If you do it over the next few months, I promise you're going to notice a difference in your golf game. If not your life, just feeling better, back more mobile, less pain, less stiffness. That's going to end it for today. Again, if you haven't, hit like and subscribe so that you can follow all of these Senior Mobility Challenge videos, and I'll catch you on the next one.